Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me. Okay, so this is kind of like a little tool. This is a gadget thing that I've came across. I can't remember where I first seen this. Somebody had it on Facebook. I seen it and I thought to myself that would be that looks like a pretty neat little tool. So I'll get it, have a look at it, see if it's worth reviewing or not. And when I got it, I thought to myself, yeah, I think that's pretty neat. Now, I think it's more aimed at pastel pencil artists, but I think just color pencil artists in general could use this gadget thing to help them out, and it's kind of like a 2-in-1 tool. So let's take a look at it. It's called a pencil grinder, so it gives you an idea as to what it is. I think the idea is that you would get 2 of these. So as you can see here, there's kind of like this clip mechanism. So if you had like a clipboard, you would use this to clip onto the board at the top, and it would hold your paper like so. And it would sit at the top of your easel or the board that you use, or anything like that. But this is where the kind of like the really interesting part comes into it. So as I think it's definitely, I would think it's fair to say that it's primarily for pastel pencils, but you can use them for color pencils. So this little plate here, it's like an aluminium plate, but it has a coarse edge to it here. And once you have sharpened your pastel pencils, you would just use this little block to refine the point on your pastel pencil, and as the dust is building up, it catches in this little bucket thing down in here, and so then obviously you can either just tip it out and use the dust again back onto your work, either applying it with your finger or a sponge or something like that, so you're not really losing anything, or just bin it, whatever you want. But this little plate also is washable, so you can just wash it under the sink if you want. Obviously, if you're going to do that, make sure that you're washing it that way so that the water goes down. It's no big deal if the water goes into this little thing here, but you would need to make sure it's really properly dry. Otherwise, you would end up having clogging issues down in here with the dust going down. But let's take a little look and see the effectiveness of this. So you can see here I have this pastel pencil. It's not like really super sharp or anything like that, but let's see if we can get a better sharp point on it. And you can see here, I mean, like obviously the pastel dust is just sitting there because I'm not using this the way it's intended, and it's intended for it to be upside down, really, like I showed you at the beginning of the video. But you can see here, and I know like sandpaper does the same job, but given that this is a 2-in-1 tool, and if you had 2 of them, you could use one for your lights and one for your darks, so that you're not having to wash it all the time. Sorry, there you go. But you can see there, it definitely does what it's designed to do, and that is to create a point. So while we're here, I've got a color pencil here. I've got a Koh-i-Noor color pencil, and I'll try the same thing here. I'll try and create some sort of now I think it's going to be different here because you're dealing with a different medium altogether here. You're dealing with cores that have got wax and oil in them, so it might be slightly more difficult to clean as opposed to the pastel dust. But we'll see. Okay, so there's the point that I've been able to get on that, which is pretty good. And you can see there that there's quite a build up of dust on that. Let me see if I can get that for you. There you go. You can see there that there's quite a build up of the pigment, and like I say, you can either reuse that back onto your work or just let it collect down in here and bin it. So you would just tip it down as you were working. That would just keep building up down there at the bottom as it has done, and then you can either, like I say, just reuse that or bin it. And then once you're finished with it, you just lift it off, run it under the tap, and that's that. Now these are really, really inexpensive. It's just like a little plastic thing here. You can hear it's not incredibly well made or anything like that, but you can see here it's got the pastel dust is just coming out there whenever I tipped it up. But under here, on the bottom of this, there's like little rubber pads, so if you wanted just to have it sat on your desk like that, it's not going to be moving about as much. But yeah, obviously, like I say, the fact that it has this little hinge on it, that it's a clip, means that you can use it for that as well. And with them both just being sat there as you're using your artwork, holding your artwork in place, I think it would be a really handy little tool just to have. Anyway guys, that's it. There's not really much more I can say about this little thing. I'll have links down below where you can get your hands on one of these, or two of these, whatever. You know, if you use an easel or you use one of those boards, two of them would probably be beneficial. But I'll have links down below where you can get them, and I'll have all the prices and what have you over on the written review of the art gear guide. So thank you very much for watching this. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye.